Hey there everyone, hi, my name is Mitchell Coleman. I'm an alcoholic and I have your daily reflections for May 31st, 2021, titled Readiness to Serve Others. This one is based off of step 5 from the big book, which is admitted to God, to ourselves, and another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. And I hope you get something good from this. Readiness to serve others. Our society has concluded that it has but one high mission: to carry the AA message to those who don't know there's a way out. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 151. The light to freedom shines bright on fellow alcoholics as each one of us challenges the other to grow. The steps to self-improvement have small beginnings, but each step builds the ladder out of the pit of despair to new hope. Honesty becomes my tool to unfurl the chains which bound me. A sponsor who is a caring listener can help me to truly hear the message guiding me to freedom. I ask God for the courage to live in such a way that the fellowship may be a testimony to His favor. This mission frees me to share my gifts of wellness through a spirit of readiness to serve others. On these daily reflections, I obviously we'll get different things from it than other people, and that's the whole point of it. We can all get something different from it. On this reading, I picked up 5 different things that I wanted to process and say what I got from it and how it helps me in my sobriety and hopefully how it can help other people. So I will explain the 5 things that I got from this daily reflections. Number 1 is challenging each other to grow and challenging others to grow. So for me, that's why a sponsor is so important, because you find someone that thinks like you and has been through the similar struggles and experiences, and not everything is going to be the exact same way, but you find a sponsor that has already worked the steps and has been through it all, and he will be able to guide you through it, and he can call you out on your BS and call you out when he sees you trying to make excuses and sees your self-deception and trying to hide certain things, and they can give you the advice that they feel would help you and give you the wisdom through their experience. And they won't tell you what to do, but they can give you the information and advice that they feel would work best for your situation. And again, they're not going to tell you how to do it or live your life, because that's up to you. And you will learn your own way if you choose to go against certain things that they have told you. And that's just human nature. We want to do things on our own, but we need to listen to people that have been through it already, and they are teachers to us, and that's why it's important, so we can help other people grow through the same experiences that we've went through ourselves. So that's good. Number 2, the steps to self-improvement have small beginnings, and that's very true with it, and we need to be patient with it. So these steps that we're learning and these new ways of thinking are going to be small little steps, but it's all going to lead to the progression of a way better life. So we need to learn to be patient and know that it's going to take time. The first part of this whole thing was quitting drinking and quitting using, and then we're going to really start learning how to deal with everything else that went along with it. So for me, it was different mental disorders and like childhood traumas and very psychological type things that I was using drinking to hide from. So you're going to start noticing these little changes, and don't be impatient, and just be patient about the whole process, and eventually you are going to get to a new point, and you're going to be very thankful for all of it, and you're going to realize a complete new way of living, and you will understand how to deal with situations that used to baffle you. Number 3, honesty becomes my tool which unfurls the chains which bound me. And this is very important, to be honest with ourselves, with God, and with our sponsor, because if we're not honest, we're going to be holding in these very important resentments and faults and mistakes that we have made, and a lot of these things we don't want to share because we feel they're too embarrassing and we're the only one that have done it, and we have to share these things. And once you share them, you will realize that there is such a freedom in that sharing, and you aren't the only one that have made these mistakes, because we tend to mind read and we think we're the only ones that have done these things. And we'll do that with a sponsor. You know, I did that with mine when I first met him. You just meet the person and you come up with all these ideas of what kind of person they are from just meeting them. And once you can open up and start talking to them, you realize, okay, I'm a human just like everyone else. So you have to be honest and be vulnerable, and you have to expose yourself. And once you do that, you will find yourself feeling very free. And that is the key to this very important step, because this step is the most important to me, and it leads up to the other good steps. This is really the cleaning out part of your whole life, and this is a very important part in your program of recovery and working these steps. Number 4, this mission frees me to share my gift of wellness through a spirit of readiness to serve others. And this one, very important as well, because this is what it's all about, is helping others. So through my experience and my learning and all of my school of hard knocks and all the mistakes I've made and all that stuff has got me to where I am. And it's an unfortunate road, but I've made it here, and now I can share my experience with others, and I can help the alcoholic who still suffers, the addict who still suffers, people that are just having a tough time in the beginning of their sobriety. And I believe that's the whole point of everything. And the point of my life has been making these mistakes, because it is the only way I've grown, is by admitting my mistakes and seeing them for what they are, not lying to myself, and working on them and fixing them. And that's the only way we're going to grow. And if we're not growing, then we're not going to be able to help others grow. And that's very important in this whole program, because it's a big circle. You're just going around in a circle, and we're all helping each other. It doesn't matter if you have 1 year, 20 years, whatever. We all share our insight and our wisdom, and we all help each other grow. And that's the whole purpose of this whole thing: become a better person and help the other alcoholic who still suffers. And number 5, it's not in there, and I'm skipping ahead a couple steps to step 9, which is making direct amends to people. And I just had one, and I'm very fortunate that I did it, because that person is no longer here. And I would be so bummed on myself forever if I didn't if I didn't reach out and apologize for what I had done. And I'm so thankful that I was able to do that. And it really makes my heart feel good. And what I did was not good, but to be able to make amends is good. And you don't want to hold on to these things for very long, because like I always say, life is short, and you don't know when someone's going to be gone. And it really helps me to know that I was able to apologize and it was accepted. And I don't have to live with that regret and that thinking that I won't ever get that chance to say sorry. And this is all important. This is all part of the process. And don't carry around that guilt. Don't carry around that shame. Don't hold things in. If you know you've done something, you don't know if tomorrow's there, so you need to let that person know now. You need to apologize now. You don't want to hold on to these feelings. These are the exact things that you're going to hold on to that you'll end up having to get rid of when you do a step 5 again, because you're holding in a resentment or a regret or a shameful guilt that you carry around with you. And those are all things that will lead you back to drinking and will lead you back to depression. You can't just share the little bits of things that you think are pretty acceptable by society standards and hold on to the really bad things that you've done. And again, that's subject to interpretation. What is bad anyway? You know, your bad might not be as bad as someone else's, but you know, holding that kind of stuff in is only bad for yourself, and it's very freeing to let that part of you go. So this is the last day of May, so it's the end of this step, and we will be moving forward to the new step. And man, what a month it's been. This is crazy world we live in. But again, we're all here to help each other. So if you have any questions for me, let me know, and let me know what you have gotten from this reflection as well. All right, guys, so that concludes my interpretation of May 31st Daily Reflections 2021. I appreciate you all. I thank you all for listening. And if you could please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, smash the notification bell, and leave a comment. That would really help me out, and it would help this channel grow, and we could help other people. And remember, one day at a time, guys. Take care.